I have never seen an uglier country. I'm Acadia Einstein, and this is Strangeful Things.
Sheltering in place is not advised, as your survival cannot be ensured in that scenario.
Love has practically caused me to just get you destroyed.
Unsolved, unresolved, and super complicated.
Strangeful Things.
Welcome, everyone, to this two-sided episode of Strangeful Things. As I said, I'm Acadia Einstein, and I am joined by...
Mells Bells.
And...
Shooey, who needs to either get a first name or a last name because this one name thing just doesn't work for me anymore.
Why? You're like Prince.
There you go.
I'm just like Prince.
You could be like Shooey Jones.
Oh, no.
Well, Shooey was based on my last name, so I guess I need a first name.
There we go. Well, you just sell Shooey time. There you go.
Yeah, Shooey time.
Stop. Shooey time.
There you go.
That's right. See? So how are you guys' weeks, other than Shooey lamenting his moniker?
It's pretty good. You know, it's another week during the, the corona. So, the kids are still home and everything. One of them's heading back next week. So that time's coming to an end. But, other than that, it's all good. Everybody's healthy and everything. So that's all that matters.
There you go. Well, everything's great here, and my kid's still home with me, so I don't know when he plans on getting a job, so.
Yeah, I know, right? I read The Jungle. He could be working like any time now.
Right. Get it together.
Right.
My pool is almost clear. Like, the stuff that the pool people did actually worked.
Nice.
Yep. And it's supposed to get warm, so maybe we'll actually even be able to go swimming before too long.
Look at you.
You are just hot stuff.
As soon as the Rona is over, then we'll have the company meeting and you can all come over.
Nice. Fancy.
Damn straight. Nothing but the best for this crew. So
we so deserve it.
Yeah.
That's right. This next story has been on the list since season 2 when I tried to make every episode I did about something in California. And I actually did succeed, but this one didn't make it because season 2 turned into season 2.5 faster than I intended. But I don't like dragging things out, and I also don't like when the episodes are too short, so we're going to go for a twofer, starting with the Fresno Nightcrawler.
Oh, ridiculous.
Oh, he's adorable, you grump. But don't you think we should do a little gloating first because of the government releasing the UFO videos from the Nimitz episode officially? I mean, I know things are going to hell all over the world, but I still think this is newsworthy.
Yeah, totally. And our accidental timing was pretty dead on. So I think we deserve a victory lap.
Accidental. Well, Mel, see if you can find the press release while I explain to people who didn't listen to that show what the fuck we're talking about. See, a month or so ago, we did an episode about some U.S. military fighter pilots encountering things in the sky they could not identify. And the reason that we know about it is that there were videos from the fighter jets themselves kicking around the internet. So we reviewed them and discussed the fact that some of the pilots had call signs like sex and cheeks. Anyway, the videos had leaked, but the government had never said anything about it officially until now. Mells, you got the press release?
You know I do.
Yeah.
So, April 27th, 2020, the Department of Defense has authorized the release of 3 unclassified Navy videos, one taken in November 2004, and the other 2 in January 2015, which have been circulating in the public domain after unauthorized releases in 2007 and 2017. The U.S. Navy previously acknowledged that these videos circulating in the public domain were indeed Navy videos. After a thorough review, the department has determined that the authorized release of these unclassified videos does not reveal any sensitive capabilities or systems and does not impinge on any subsequent investigations of military, airspace, incursions by unidentified aerial phenomena. Department of Defense is releasing the videos in order to clear up any misconceptions by the public on whether or not the footage has been circulating was real or whether or not there is more to the videos. The aerial phenomena observed in the videos remain characterized as unidentified. The released videos can be found at the Naval Air Systems Command FOIA reading room.
Wait, so we told people about something that happened like 5 and 15 years ago, and now we're getting it confirmed by the Department of Defense, who never even actually denied it existed?
Well, fuck, if you say it like that, it doesn't sound like a big deal. Jesus.
Oh, you're a terrible hype man. Shooey.
Oh, then how about you heard it here first if you had never heard of the case before our show.
See, now that's the way we do things around here. And I actually know at least one person who hadn't heard of the story before we did it. So there.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, it's like when NBC used to say, like, during rerun season, if you haven't watched it, it's new to you.
That is sadly appropriate. But I still think the fact that they took the time to go out of their way to say, yes, these are actually Navy videos. We're officially saying that these are unidentified phenomenon is a big friggin' deal.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I guess maybe if the world wasn't in the middle of a pandemic, it would have gotten a little more press.
Well, this is a perfect time for them to release it.
It's part of the fucking shit avalanche that is 2020.
Yeah. Well, also, people will not, they're more focused on other things. They're not going to necessarily maybe pick up. They're trying to slip it under the radar like that Tic Tac did.
The Tic Tac.
Yeah, the fucking Tic Tac. Here's my question. The idea that these are the only ones they have is ludicrous to me.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to tell me that nobody figured out, like, nobody has something similar but didn't fucking leak it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm going to assume that they did this just because they could, because it was kind of already too late.
Well, that's true.
And they're sitting on the good stuff.
Yeah.
So even though you're like you were kind of a non-believer on the alien thing, now you're kind of swayed the other way?
Well, I don't know if I believe in aliens per se, but I do believe in shit that they can't identify flying around in the sky. I just think that if it was, well, we'll get to that too, because we have to talk about the Nightcrawler.
Oh, my word.
Oh, boy.
Which might be an alien. He may have come in that ship now that we think about it.
Oh.
So now we're going to stay in California, but head to the north to Fresno. Fresno is between Los Angeles and San Francisco, but it's way further inland. It has a little over 500,000 people and one Nightcrawler, which is why we are talking about Fresno. Dubbed one of the lesser-known cryptids.
Oh, how rude.
I know, right? Poor little Nightcrawler. The Fresno Nightcrawler burst on the scene more than a decade ago.
Burst on the scene.
Burst he did, all right?
That's right.
At all the hottest clubs.
Well, okay, yeah. I had a joke, but I'll wait for it.
This freaky phenomenon can only be described as a pair of long legs that resemble pants with a small head.
See, that's what I was going to say. The bust he did because it wasn't anything but a pair of legs.
That's right.
Up in
Goddamn right.
Up in the club.
Up in the club. Now, the person that saw this creature stated it was long with muscular legs, no jawline, no face, which, if he didn't have a face, you didn't really have to go out of your way to say he also didn't have a jawline. He was a weak-chinned, faceless.
The jawline is part of the head.
I guess. He had no
So
hands.
I guess it was like a big like Play-Doh, big like ball of Play-Doh up there.
Oh, poor Fresno Nightcrawler.
No.
And he had no face, no hands, and knees that appeared to bend backwards.
Like a flamingo.
Jesus.
He was said to be approximately 3 to 4 feet tall. Though one of the videos that I watched, because I watched a lot of Fresno Nightcrawler videos, said that it might have only been like 2 feet tall.
Really?
Yep.
Ah.
Now, before we get into this little guy, let's talk a little bit about what a cryptid is in case you haven't listened to any of the old cryptid episodes. Shooey,
Well, a cryptid is a living, breathing animal or other being that is not commonly believed to exist, though many believe they do. For example, there's Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster, the Chupacabra, and the Madison Fuck... God damn it, stop messing with my notes.
I was like,
Jerk.
Madison fuck lion.
You can't prove the fuck lion isn't real.
Jerk.
Anyway, in 2007, paranormal videographer Victor Camacho analyzed the surveillance footage of these legs cutting around.
You're welcome for that. Okay.
They're like the keep on trucking guy,
Yeah.
you know. Now let's break down what we saw.
The legs did look like a pair of scissors, so
Yeah.
Yes, they kind of did. So you can find the video pretty much anywhere. So if you want to go watch it and then come back, the basic gist is that the Nightcrawler walked across this dude's lawn, right, Mells?
Right.
yeah, he walked to or scampered, perhaps, if you want to think of it that way. He scurried. He looked like he had been intoxicated, so he'd been drinking. I mean, there's all kinds of. This little guy was like all 20, 30 shades of messed up right here, okay?
And he looked like he was kind of touching the ground, but also kind of not.
Yeah.
And there was like another one that went in front of him.
Yeah, it was
Like,
weird.
it
Yeah.
was like,
It was like very smooth, like like you're saying, like he was gliding almost.
Yeah, exactly. But every once in a while, it would be like weird movements in the leg areas that almost looked like they were billowing in the wind a little bit. And then it would get back on track. Because that's why I said he looked like he was drunk. So it was kind of like scurry, 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 sway, scurry, 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 sway.
you just got to get a little bit of a grip. That's all.
He does. He needs to put his feet flat on the ground.
Which I don't even know if they were flat on the ground.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
They might have
Right.
just been like in his weird going backwards knees and then
Ew.
sometimes going forwards.
Weird.
Ugh. Well, what else did you find?
Well, in 2010, a television show named Fact or Faked Paranormal Files analyzed the pants-like legs and decided the footage was unexplainable. This is the show that also named it the Nightcrawler for the first time.
Oh,
According to Michael Abanti, founder of Weird Fresno, this made no sense as things don't crawl, they walk. However, babies crawl.
Well, so do snakes and guys who want to get back with their girlfriends after they did something really stupid.
and scorpions.
Ooh.
Lots of cool
Ew.
things crawl. Snakes.
Worms. Well, Shooey already said snakes, you
I already
goober.
said snakes, you copycat.
Oh, well, that's the best one. All right,
Worms.
worms.
Roly-polies.
People with no arms or legs.
Acadia.
They just kind of lay there.
What-
They
the,
rock and roll.
the
Yeah.
guys, no, they can wiggle along.
Oh gosh. But Acadia, stop. Oh my. Now I'm just imagining them on a slip and slide. And this is going like
Now,
not exactly where I wanted
See,
it
you
Now
to.
you're
took it
thinking
into a
about all
bad
those-
place.
Oh, what do you call a no guy with no arms or legs in a pile of leaves? Oh, Russell. Oh,
What do you call him at your front door? Matt.
Matt.
Y'all stop. please.
What do you call him in the
I-
pool? Bob.
Bob.
So dumb. All right.
Now, that fact or fake show I used to watch. I didn't see this particular episode, but they got so official about it. That kind of hits the core of one of my problems with any of these debunkers.
Right.
Proving that it can be duplicated does not prove that it was fake. You know what I mean?
Right.
yeah. Right.
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 You could take something that everybody saw happen and then fake it, and that doesn't mean, oh, well, see, obviously it was fake because I just duplicated the effect.
Right.
It doesn't work that way at all.
And with today's world, you can pretty much really fake anything.
The worst fucking thing, the reason that I have already booked my ticket off of the planet,
Yeah.
you know that this person does not exist.com?
I've never heard of that.
Never heard of it.
Oh my God. It's completely AI and it does just people. Every time you refresh it, it makes a picture of another person, and it just looks like a person, but they never existed.
What?
It's completely AI generated, and it's creepy as shit.
Well, some of the shit they can do with like the deep fake stuff.
Yeah, that's where this is coming from.
Oh, is it?
But if you go to thispersondoesnotexist.com and start refreshing it, you're going to be like, this is ridiculous. These people have to be real, and none of them are.
So where is the AI pulling this from?
It's just generating itself from all the pictures
online
that
of like
just
everybody.
exist online.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Wow. That's creepy.
Ugh. Now, the reason that I don't want to stay on Earth is that they did it with feet.
Oh.
You love feet.
But
No.
that's your favorite thing.
It's a terrible, terrible thing. And
Chew on a toenail.
it's
hairball.
Oh, you know what Hannah said? Hannah said on Castle Rock Historical, she said that she was reading some Reddit thread, and this woman was like, "Yeah, I just found out my fiance eats his own foot skin, and I'm wondering if that's a deal breaker." I'm like, well, fuck yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
That should be a deal breaker.
Ew.
Anyway, the Generative Adversarial Network or GAN is a class of machine learning system in which two virtual robots duke it out to make better results.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
So you can go to This Person Does Not Exist and freak yourself out, or you can go to This Foot Does Not Exist and it says, text our robot. It'll send you feet.
Ew.
Nice.
It'll send you feet.
Get some hot feet pics.
Yeah, I know. It's bad.
Okay.
So,
Like in the mail?
no, they'll just text you picture of
Oh, okay. I was like,
computer-generated
why
ones.
would you get feet in the mail? That's disturbing.
3D printed.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, gross.
Oh, that's worse.
Tasty.
Ugh.
All right. Well, nothing has ever been seen like the Nightcrawler in cryptid history, and nothing has been since. So while we are most familiar with Bigfoot, speaking of feet,
Ooh.
or the Turner Beast, these remain a true mystery, as there are presumably only one sighting of these creatures, right?
Yeah.
Camacho speculates the Nightcrawlers could be extraterrestrial insectoids. Wow. Like an ET praying mantis, which I find extremely interesting. I'm just noticing in my mind like ET's head on a praying mantis's body. They also describe this as a granddaddy long-legged spider as well, which is super fucking gross. Ugh.
Oh, totally. Like there's going to be a granddaddy long legs.
Yeah.
I thought we just went as high as daddy long legs. The fuck's a big granddad? How big's a fucking granddaddy?
Well,
Is that just what you call it?
me? That's what
Do you just call daddy long legs granddaddy long legs, or is there another higher echelon of daddy long legs?
Yeah, we just called it daddy.
I've only seen one type of what I'm assuming you're also referring to as a daddy long legs, and we always called them granddaddy long legs in the South.
Maybe they're just bigger there.
Ooh. Okay, well, maybe this is the deciding factor. Could you visibly see like the middle body part?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Ew. God. Okay, I can't do this. Let's move on from spiders because my skin's crawling.
Okay, so we'll just wait for one to crawl into your mouth, and then you can continue on.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. Anyway, Banty seems undecided on the validity of the video. His heart tells him one thing, his head another.
Oh.
I know. Don't you hate when that happens? I need my heart to talk to my head. I don't know if that's a song. I just made it up. Camacho, on the other hand, had fully believed it's real. He also stated the man that first reported the weird legs to him wanted to remain anonymous, but said his name was Jose. He claimed to be very scared by what he'd encountered. The reason he had the video at all was because his dogs kept barking at something at night, and he wanted to find out what it was, so he set up an old school video camera.
Which explains why everything is so terribly grainy. The freaking Kim Kardashian porn had better quality than this thing.
Yeah.
Hey, don't you disparage Jose's AV choices.
He did the best he could with what he had.
Supposedly he was a no-nonsense type of guy, and therefore he was majorly believable, okay?
Mhm.
He was 60 at the time and a Marine. Marine, unidentified being. Suspicious? Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Also, for what it's worth, Jose has since passed away,
Aw.
which I guess isn't that suspicious since he was 60 in 2010.
Yeah, that's true.
Did the legs get him?
Whoa!
No.
Oh, all right.
Well, wait.
We're assuming natural causes.
Yeah, I guess
He was bashed by giant legs.
Oh my gosh.
he got kicked.
He got kicked.
Could you? The legs took a sway and actually accidentally cut him while it was cutting a rug.
Oh. That's redundant.
Well, it's so stupid. Many people in Fresno refer to the Nightcrawler as the case of the pajama pants.
That's more
Mhm.
accurate.
While they think it's cool to have a cryptid of their own, they remain skeptical. Some believe they are an illusion created by a pair of literal pants on a clothesline meant to scare folks. And I mean, I can see this. I've seen pants in my day that were so starched, Mom, that they looked like they could have just gotten up and walked away at any time. Now, some Native Americans believe the Nightcrawlers resemble beings from their own legends, which have several statues carved to represent these beings. They do look like the Nightcrawler in that they are a pair of long legs with a head, but that's it. So, Shooey, did you find more information on this?
Of course I did. You said previously that no one else has seen the cryptid, but that's not entirely true. A man in Poland claimed to have seen the same thing, but there's no video footage to confirm it, so we're kind of SOL
Yeah,
with that.
whatever.
Yeah,
Pix or get the fuck out,
exactly.
Ivan, or whatever somebody in
Whatever
Lech.
Polish people are called.
I just know Lech
Yeah, just
Walesa is
pick
the
a
only
famous Polish person.
Marek.
Yeah, Copernicus.
Yeah, that's right. Jackass.
Additionally, caretakers at Yosemite National Park, which is only about an hour from Fresno,
Wait,
claim
can I
they've
say
all-
something before you go on?
Yeah, sure.
So remember Yosemite Sam?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I couldn't say Yosemite, so I thought his name was Yom Sight.
So you had dyslexia as a child, too.
I was about to
Apparently,
say,
I did.
couldn't laugh at that. It's just total dyslexia. But
I admitted it once, and then all through high school, everyone would just come up and start pretending they were shooting in the air, going, "Look at me, I'm Yom Sight Sam."
Oh, terrible.
All right, come on. Now that I've bared my pain,
Well, thank you for that little aside.
Yes.
I'm going to go back to the beginning of that sentence.
all
But
right.
additionally, caretakers at Yosemite National Park, which is only about an hour from Fresno, claim that they also saw a similar figure on surveillance footage. The creature was slender and resembled the Nightcrawler very much. Video professionals, whatever that means, they shoot weddings or whatever, analyzed
Porn.
the footage and claimed that this could have been easily produced via CGI. But why would caretakers at Yosemite need to produce this type of footage? It's not like, they don't get visitors. Don't they have picnic baskets and smarter than your average bears to worry about? But really, why though? Additionally, couldn't just about anything be reproduced with CGI these days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watch the internet. I know stuff.
Yeah. We know stuffs.
And I don't think that people at Yosemite National Park would be fooling around making up their own night crawlers.
Right.
I don't think so either. I think they've got better things to do.
And rangers make like minimum wage, so it's not like they'd even have the money for a computer to do that.
And also, why would two different places invent the same nonsense looking thing?
Well, exactly. I mean, come on. Like, a pair of pants legs. They could do better than that if they were going to make up something.
It looks like a Muppet.
That shit looks like it looks like if someone gave you a napkin and said, "Okay, now make a puppet, but you can't rip the napkin." So you just like fold it in half and twist the head part like a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do know exactly what you mean. Oh my word.
I don't know. So what it could be an actual cryptid, which means that they're out there somewhere living and loving and learning.
LLL.
With their little heads and long legs.
Or they're aliens that live in ships that have big gas pedals and no steering wheels.
Exactly. Well, maybe they've advanced so much they control everything with their minds.
With their tiny head.
Because you wonder how something like this would survive, right?
Right.
Like, how does it fight anything away unless it's a really good kicker?
It's like an ostrich. Kick like a mother.
Kick like the
like a
Dickens.
kangaroo. So we did determine that a sea squirt has a brain, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Even though it is a sea squirt.
Little sea squirt.
So
Cutest thing we've ever discussed.
I still haven't looked up what a sea squirt is. But I'm thinking to myself, he may not have a face or a jawline, but it could have a brain in there. If a sea squirt has one.
Yeah.
That's
right?
true. That's true. And we don't know the physiology of a nightcrawler. Its brain could be in its legs.
That's a solid point.
That are upright.
Octopuses have like a brain type thing in each of their arms, so you never know.
What? Okay, is it octopuses or octopi?
No, it's octopi.
It's both.
And
Thank you very much. I tried
legs?
to correct my 10th grade teacher and was told both are acceptable.
Ooh, okay.
Your 10th grade teacher
I don't
was
know.
wrong.
Don't ever tell me
think
Mrs.
so.
Smith was wrong, because she was not.
And is it legs or tentacles? I'm sorry.
All right, that's enough from you, Mells.
Okay. I'm done for the rest of the evening.
So is there anything else that we want to say about the old Nightcrawler other than everybody go watch the video because it's fucking adorable?
Yeah, it's
you
hilarious.
have to watch the video. I mean, honestly, it's just cute and it just looks like a drunk troll or something.
Yeah, just
to me.
like think
And
about
that's
this
what
like
I
in
like
your
about
head.
it.
Like while you're watching, be like, ba-dum, 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 ba-dum,
Yes.
ba-dum, ba-dum.
Oh,
Yeah. Bottom, bottom,
poor little
somebody
guy.
came home from a great night at the bar.
That's messed up.
How does he drink? He can't hold his drink.
Oh, he doesn't have a mouth either.
Same as an ostrich.
It could be in his
absorbs
pants.
it.
Maybe it smells in his pants.
In my pants.
Yeah, he just soaks it up and then absorbs it in.
Through the pants.
There we
Yeah.
go. Well, the party was in his pants, so he had the alcohol in his pants too.
The pants were the party. That was the point all along.
Oh, we figured it out.
Yep, we figured it out. So
For us.
now that we have cracked that fucking case, and honestly, that's been on the like the backlog of episodes for so long.
I'm glad
So-
we did it.
Yeah, I know, because we're gonna check that shit off now, and maybe but we'll make sure, since now we know that our shows can have updates.
Yeah.
Like we just had the Nimitz update, so there might be a Fresno Nightcrawler update, and we'll bring it to you because that's how we are.
That's right.
I'm Annie from Boston, Massachusetts.
And I'm Johanna from Vienna, Austria. We are the hosts of Fresh Hell, your international podcast that covers murder, mystery, and the macabre throughout history. Are you interested in the 3,569 ways your household could have killed you in the Victorian era?
Do you know how malaria and syphilis played a role in the John List family murders?
And have you ever wondered what Prince Albert's sex chair had to do with the murder of Stanford White? Okay, nothing. It had nothing to do with it. We're still telling you about it, though.
It's a pretty great sex chair. If you're looking for another show that talks about Ted Bundy, this is probably not the podcast for you. But if you're looking for two women that cover lesser-known cases from all over the world with a lot of background information.
So much background information that you will rock your local pub quiz from now on.
Then find Fresh Hell Podcast on your favorite podcast app.
We also have German cannibals.
See you soon.
Tschüss.
Hello there, and welcome to Bumps in the Night, a true crime podcast focusing on cases you may not have ever known happened. Unfortunately, there are many crimes that have been overshadowed by more sensationalized cases. So join me, Divya, as we discover crimes that are not as well known and uncover these cases from start to finish. If this sounds at all interesting to you, you can find Bumps in the Night wherever you get your podcasts. Also, you can find me on Twitter at BITN Podcast. Thank you for listening and stay spooky.
So now we're going to head away from Fresno and the swishy pants and head a couple hours northwest to a town called Tracy, California. It's a place that was called by Jason Sexton in a 2016 article, The California City, where ideals are punched in the face by reality.
Aw.
Which is pretty fucking harsh. I first found out about it from a Tumblr post via Eva Halloween. Thank you, Eva. Go to theyearofhalloween.com and check out all of her stuff, because we wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for her. And this all shows you just how seriously I research things, because she linked it to me in WhatsApp and I immediately clicked it and it turned into half of this episode. So there.
Hey, good for that.
The Tumblr post starts out with this.
I went to the dentist today and my dentist, honest to God, said, "Can I ask you a question? What the hell is in your mouth?"
And then it gets weird. And someone asked, was it good or bad? And the poster said, it was in awe. Laugh my ass off. Then the hygienist and assistants all came over to look too, and they were like, wow. So now we're going to read the rest of the post because it's important, but we're going to trade it off so you listeners don't get too excited from hearing me talk so much. All right, so here goes.
Yeah, we really want to save the listeners from that.
Okay, so to preface this, my hometown where I'm originally from is a really fucking weird place. Like, from the outside, it seems like a normal suburban town, but once you're there for a while, you get the feeling that something's not quite all together. A lot of people are really fucking weird there, so much that there was a running joke in school growing up that people in the town were just like that. Everybody knew not to go out to the farmland surrounding the town, especially at night. We called it the cuts, and people used to disappear out there all the time or get shot at by the especially weird people that would live out there. The news was and still is truly a thing of horror. Every time I come back, I'm regaled with even more stories of crazy shit that has happened there.
To put it in perspective, we generally never had a normal crime like a robbery or anything like that when I lived there, though it did happen sometimes. The news stories were always like, a kid was kidnapped by local residents and tortured in a house around the corner.
Oh.
A random person was chased down and shot for sport in a really nice neighborhood. Someone was gored to death by a bull while out car shopping, etc. And these are all real, by the way. Everyone does drugs, and the whole town is located really close to a government site where they test nuclear weapons and chemicals and shit. This is how I grew up, in this bizarre environment.
I need to preface it this way so that you get that it's weird. It's a fucking weird place. I used to listen to the Welcome to Night Vale podcast and make comparisons from it to my hometown. That's how weird it is.
That's weird.
I only say this so you know that this town is where I got my orthodontics from. All the kids in my town went to this one particular orthodontist. I also used to go to a dentist in town that a lot of people went to as well. I had a permanent retainer put on my bottom teeth after braces, and no one had ever said anything to me about the model of retainer itself or it being weird type retainer at all. I saw a ton of other people, mostly other kids that were my age at the time, that had the same type of retainer as me too, so I never thought about it.
So I kept my retainer in. It's never caused me problems and it keeps my teeth straight. Why not? However, I went to a dentist for the first time in a metropolitan area now, and when he saw it in my mouth, his literal first reaction was to say, can I ask you a question? What the hell is that? Literally the words that he said.
Which, in hindsight, makes almost too much sense. Of course, my town of all towns would put these weird, unnecessary contraptions in a kid's mouth. And of course, it happened so much that everyone just thought it was normal. That sounds exactly to a T like my hometown. My permanent bottom retainer is apparently this prototype that is so rare that he's literally never seen it before in his life. Not in dental school, nowhere. It's not that it's an outdated type, it's just rare as fuck. They were still staring at pictures of it on my chart in wonder when I left the office.
So just know somewhere out there in a weird-ass suburban town where they test nuclear weapons and a good portion of the residents go fucking nuts, there's probably hundreds of people still walking around with this same contraption in their mouth that exists nowhere else in the world, thinking, yeah, that's cool, that makes sense. Let me go drink the definitely not contaminated water now and never move away from here.
So, that's the intro. That's how I found out that this town even existed.
Okay.
Right.
Because of the weird retainers. So, I mean, weird prototype dental equipment exists, but I mean, I don't know why they'd all have it in this one town and not anywhere else.
So, okay, if I'm understanding this correctly, then everybody has a weird contraption in their mouth, but what does it do? Like, it doesn't, like, it's not some type of spyware or anything, right? It's just a weird ass retainer.
No, apparently it's just a fucked up kind of retainer that no one else uses in the world.
So it was like a prototype that never got, picked up, I guess.
Yeah, but they shipped a whole bunch of them to this one guy, and he's like, oh, this is what I'm going to use.
I got them at discount. Government surplus.
Yeah, right?
I bet he got him at discount, but he charged everybody
I bet.
the whole price for that damn retainer.
Oh, shit, yeah. Why, this is so rare, you'll never find it anywhere else. Let me get into your kid's mouth. Hurry up. So now, again, according to that author Sexton, because I like the passage, once home of the native Yokuts people, so prone to flood that a Catholic priest, Father Pedro Font, described it in 1776 as uninhabitable, I have never seen an uglier country, this American city got started providing services for early travelers. As the San Francisco Bay Area and Sacramento communities developed underneath the motherlode during the gold rush, places like Tracy later provided the brothels, saloons, and gambling, as a town dubbed Poker City during the Prohibition era might do. On the epic road trip Jack Kerouac made famous in the late 1940s, Tracy was still a transient kind of place, a town where trains howled and brakemen ate surly meals in diners by the tracks. Now, the incidents in the post we read were all apparently independently identified, and the rest of the posts, which we'll link in the show notes along with the Sexton article, are full of people saying shit like, oh, I wondered if you were talking about Tracy, and pig piling on with more weird stories. Apparently the place is just all sorts of fucked up.
But why, though?
Hard telling, not knowing. Maybe it's because it doesn't really belong to any major area. They claim to be in the Bay Area, but they kind of aren't, and they're not Sacramento. And every time I looked at something about the town, it was fucked up. Now, this is from 2015. An ugly secret in society has infiltrated Tracy streets. Young women and girls being used and traded as sex slaves by local residents.
Oh, Jesus.
Yikes.
The arrest within the past month of 3 local residents involved in a human trafficking case publicly revealed how central the community is to the prostitution trade.
What?
Sheriff's deputies, aided by elements of the Tracy Police Department, raided homes on the 300 block of Ranchero Way, the 1500 block of Lincoln Boulevard, and the 200 block of West Whittier Avenue.
Yeah, it's a real nice place you got there. Like, they also had a tire fire like The Simpsons at an illegal dump, and it burned for 2 years straight.
No.
But that's not the big story.
Oh.
Is the big story the 8-year-old girl who got kidnapped, raped, and murdered by a 28-year-old woman named Melissa Huckabee in 2009?
Ugh, well, that is terrible, but that was not what I was talking about. Tracy is where the Altamont Speedway is.
Don't tell me it's that Altamont.
Yep. It was December of 1969. The end of the hippie era came when Woodstock West, a free concert, was held at the Altamont Speedway, featuring the likes of Santana, Jefferson Airplane, the Rolling Stones, and Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. The Grateful Dead were supposed to play, but they pulled out last minute because the concert got so violent. And it would get even more violent as the Hells Angels that were hired to keep people off the stage. Oh, who would have thought hiring the Hells Angels was a bad idea? And it's not true that the Stones hired them, which was the rumor.
Right.
But they got shit-faced, punched someone from Jefferson Airplane in the head, and stabbed Stephen Stills in the leg with a sharpened bicycle spoke.
Yeah, they also got paid in beer, and the stage was super close to the crowd. And one guy kept trying to get on the stage and eventually pulled a gun, and one of the angels stabbed him to death while the Stones just steady played. The guy who got stabbed was high on meth, and the Hells Angels was not charged as it was deemed self-defense. But the whole thing has been called rock and roll's worst day, which I get it, right?
Yeah. I don't know, though. I like the idea of bringing a sharpened bicycle spoke with me in case I get in a scrap. Like, why would you even have that?
Of all things to use as a weapon.
There's like this guy putting a big Rambo knife in a sheath and another guy cocking a gun and this other guy filing down a bicycle spoke.
I'm going to give someone some poke with this.
There's another guy with a trowel. He's just going.
Another one has the handlebar. It's like they all just brought in pieces of the bike.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So this video of what happened with the guy on meth and everything like that, because he kept the problem with the show was there was really no barrier between the stage and the crowd.
Right.
And so they literally gave the Hells Angels as much beer as they wanted to sit on the stage and keep people from climbing up on it.
Oh, gosh.
Nice.
But Mick Jagger got punched in the head, like, on his way to the stage.
Yeah. And like, how many times did he, like, say, like, did they stop? And he was like, just cool out, everybody.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. Come on now. Stop punching each other.
Yeah.
Honestly, though all the stuff about Altamont was true, we might just be sliming the happy town of Tracy, California, based on very little hard evidence, since I never saw the retainer in question. And I did look to see if I could find, like, I wanted, because didn't you want it to look like something from Saw, like a trap?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it wasn't plastic and wire, it was like iron and steel wool and shit like that.
Yikes. Gosh.
I checked a bunch of Reddit threads and there were people on there saying that it's just a normal town, so take that for what it's worth. But what do you guys think? Is it cursed?
I just think it's got just a run of bad luck, especially when you had rock and roll's worst day happen there.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like you just kind of get dubbed, well, that's a shitty place, right? When it probably is not in reality.
I don't know. The sex trafficking.
Yeah, the sex trafficking's pretty bad.
Well, yeah, but I don't think they're the only sex trafficking place in the United States.
Well, no, true.
Okay?
But I guess, you know, once something bad like the concert happens, yeah, it kind of puts a different eye on what goes on there. You know,
yeah, but if you had to pick something for Lake Ronkonkoma, Shooey, and you were like, oh, well, you know, we have a legend of the lake. If you have to pick between the most violent concert ever or a guy that got gored by a bull while he was car shopping.
Or another guy who got shot for no reason.
Yeah, that's a lot of shit to have to pick from.
Yeah, a lot of towns don't have that much shit.
I'd rather be known as getting gored by the bull while car shopping than the other things, though, probably.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, where was this lot that he was shopping at? Like,
where did the bull come
on a
from?
ranch?
Yeah.
In the middle of a rodeo?
It was a really dumb promo. It's like, yeehaw!
Oh, no.
Our bucking prices will buck you right off this Bronco or some shit like that.
And it's like, boom! Like, oh.
Most places just get a mechanical bull for this shit. We got the real thing.
They own the bull for 5 minutes, and that's $500 off your car. You can walk out today.
I love it.
So poor Tracy, California.
Yeah, that's not a town I want to visit.
Yeah, I don't think I wanna
but
visit.
you can visit me on Twitter at MellsBells84 and Instagram at SuperOfficialMells. Shooey's Twitter and Insta are at ShooeyTime with an E. Acadia is at Acadia on Twitter, and you can follow the show as well at StrangefulPod.
That was a pretty good segue.
It was.
Mells, I got to tell you.
It was well done.
Hey, boop, 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 boop.
You just decided we were done talking about it, and you were like, "Hey, guess what?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's talk about this other shit."
We're done with this.
Well, I didn't know.
I'm looking at the timer.
There
It
was a
looks
bit
like
of
a
a
good
si-
time.
No, like there was a bit of silence, and I was like, "Oh shit, okay, that was my cue."
Well, it was well done. And if you have a minute, please rate and review us wherever you listen to the show from. It will really help us get noticed by new listeners. And don't forget to tell your friends too.
And if you don't have any friends, go make friends and then tell them.
Right.
So you can bond over the show. And if
There you go.
and if we've warmed your heart to the point that money starts to squirt out of it, you can support us by going to patreon.com/strangeful. And you'll get fun perks and stuff like that because that's how we do. And we
Yeah.
appreciate all our patrons. We love them very much.
Yes, we do.
And I guess that's it.
Well, count your blessings.
And because apparently Shooey out was no good, keep on flapping.
I love keep on flapping. Just so you know.
It doesn't make any sense, but it makes me laugh. Keep on flapping. All right, then. Bye-bye.